It's Friday, December 30th, pre-open SPY report, about a half hour to go before the open, last day of the year trading, and we have some more choppiness unfolding, which has been unfolding here for about, well, for actually a while now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 days, and now, for this whole week. And right now, the pre-market range is kind of pretty wide, in between this green bar from yesterday, and we're definitely skewing to the downside. We gapped down a little bit overnight. We try to rally a little bit, and now we're gapping down. We're moving to the lower end of the range to start the session. So again, as I discussed yesterday, in the closing video, we had a nice up day develop, but all it was in terms of an actionable signal was taking out yesterday's high. And the thing is, that high also represented kind of a key breakout area that we had been discussing for 3 bars in a row here. So even though, people might have looked at that as a new high, context-wise, all that really was just trying to break out of a range which had failed once before, and then the question was, were you going to fail again or continue? And as of now, it's possible we're just breaking up here for a one-day failure to take out some stops, and we're going to possibly start lower again towards the bottom of that range. But again, it all depends how we open, like everything else, and that's why I focus on this opening price action to lead the way. So we're down here, we're going to get a big red bar to start lower, and maybe get a 2 down bar this time, which could, if that happens early in the session, we could be targeting these lows down here and really close the week, at least. It's going to be a neutral close, it looks like, a very small week. So that'll be interesting into the new year. Do we break up or down if this ends up an inside bar? And we'll get into that at the end of the day. Kind of a recap. The monthly chart, I still don't think with 1 day to go is going to reach its target down here, which it had a failure early in the month. That would be a tremendous down day today. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Anyway, it's a question right now with all this choppiness in here during the week. You can see it, a very small inside bar developing, a couple of inside days here, failed break up. Then we kind of went up yesterday, which was kind of an easy day to trade if you look at the opening price action. Now we're starting to the right in the middle, to the lower end of the range. Do we break down and do that, or do we just kind of hold in here? We're just going to find out. If we just hold in here, let's say we get a green bar to start, I can't get excited really about anything to the long side until we break out above, this range developed, which also coincides with this purple line, which is the open of the week, and that's kind of we failed up here twice. This purple line is a critical, so this whole area has to kind of break to the upside to get excited about the upside. So even if we get long here, it's not like, that's a target to start if we get a strong opening. Kind of like yesterday, if I go to the 15-minute chart, we had the same kind of thing starting, where we were starting kind of up pretty strong, and then we follow through to that target. So if we open up strong again today, maybe we'll follow through up here. I mean, we do have a green bar from yesterday that sometimes, just by itself signals possibly a move higher, but since you knew the context of breaking out of a range and possibly failing, that's why this green bar, unless it really opened up near the high of that range, it's not as likely to continue now, given we're starting down here. But let's just see what happens. We could definitely start lower, and let's see if a lot of weakness develops on the last day of the year. But overall, again, we're just going to see where opening price action leads us. That's all I could say. We're looking for little clues as to what's going to happen with this whole sideways action. And again, you're kind of right in the middle of it. And like I was saying earlier, one time, you have this big down action. All it looks like is sideways action that eventually should move lower. And maybe that was the fake move up to take out. I thought yesterday might have been the failure to take out a top of a range and then continue lower. It didn't happen. Maybe this was the real move to fake out, and now we'll continue lower on a whole nother leg down, maybe, either today and then to start the new year kind of thing. So we'll just have to see what happens. But let's see where opening price action leads. Again, I just want to see the open to kind of guide us as to what type of day might be developing. Same thing as yesterday. It happened to the upside. We'll see if it, happens to the upside again, or maybe to the downside, or maybe it'll be very neutral, and then we'll look for some kind of breakout early in the session just to see if it wants to test these highs, or break out here to the downside and test these lows again.